Comments: MU vs Leicester in the 8th round of the Premier League. Return to the spirit. Attack strongly. Commenting on MU vs Leicester in the 8th round of the English Premier League on Saturday, October 16, the Red Devils marched to King Power Stadium with the goal of cutting off a series of disappointments by being determined to defeat the Foxes. The team is also struggling in the match. Crisis. Comments: MU vs Leicester. Entering this round, MU is currently in 4th place on the rankings, with 14 points obtained from the opening 7 matches of the season, while Leicester are in 13th place, winning only 8 points from the beginning. Season. Coach Ole Gunnar Solskjaer continues to bear a lot of pressure, but MU is only 2 points away from the top team. The effects of the break give way to the national teams. It has been almost 2 weeks since the last series of the English Premier League. It was a time when we saw a lot of exciting matches in different arenas of the team level. Overall, those 2 weeks brought many positive things for the Old Trafford team. First, the Premier League was paused at the right time for MU. It came right after they were held 1-1 by an Everton lacking many pillars. It was the 3rd match in a row that the Red Devils could not win against domestic teams, before they lost to West Ham in the EFL Cup and Aston Villa in the 6th round of the Premier League, respectively. If you follow that momentum and continue to play, there is no guarantee that MU will change in time to bring good results. The pause gave Solskjaer time to reflect on his limitations and mistakes. Since then, he has been better prepared for the fierce matches this October. With the players, they can temporarily put aside the stress of the foggy league and have a certain change of atmosphere. Not only that, many stars also have great joy when playing for the country. Pogba, Vernig, Martial lifted the UEFA Nations League trophy for the first time in a France shirt after emotional matches against Belgium and Spain. And Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes also took turns to shine in the 2022 World Cup qualifiers in Europe. This will help them return to England with high confidence, good performance, and with the spirit of winners, champions. Not only that, the players who do not focus on FIFA days also have a useful time to practice strengthening. One of them is the return to training of Marcus Rashford. The English winger is expected to soon be on the official field to strengthen MU's ability to attack the edge, which other factors are not doing well enough. Leicester City tries to get out of crisis. The defending FA Cup champions had a dream start to the season when they beat Man City to win the Super Cup. Then they won all 3 points against Wolves on the opening day of the Premier League. But then it was a sad series of days when they only had one more win in the domestic tournament. And their recent performance is even worse than Man United when they have only drawn and lost 4 matches in a row, ranked 13th in the rankings with only 8 points. This comes from 2 main reasons. Firstly, the opponents have learned more about Leicester. The tactics and cards that made a successful previous season are no longer new, and are gradually being caught. Pillars like Jamie Vardy, Kasper Schmeichel have aged and cannot constantly shine. The Harvey Barnes phenomenon is no longer a surprise. Second, their downline is constantly chipping from the beginning of the season. The absences of Johnny Evans, Wesley Fofana, James Justin, and Wilfred Ndidi made the Foxes' defensive quality poor. They conceded 12 goals, in the group of 4 teams with the worst defense in the league so far. Welcoming MU, strategist Brendan Rodgers will definitely have to find a way to overcome defensive loopholes. In the front line, the attack with Vardy's lead can still make a difference. But the lesson of 2 goals in the draw against Crystal Palace is still there. Rodgers understands this better than anyone, and he will probably find a safer approach, especially when the upcoming opponent has many powerful attacks. The Red Devils need adjustments to patch the defense, diversify the attack. MU's downline is inadvertently similar to Leicester when the best pair of central defenders, Maguire and Veronier, cannot participate. Currently the most likely choice to replace them is the pair Bailey-Lindelof. This was the number 1 duo of about 3 or 4 years ago, but then the effects of injuries and the performance below expectations made them gradually lose their footing. However, these are still quality names, and they are ready to take this opportunity to assert themselves. If the team plays well, the team wins continuously, they will be able to play more, and create an active competition for the central defender position. At the top, Cavani and Fred are unlikely to come back in time, having to finish playing for Uruguay and Brazil quite late. Solskjaer still has many other options, but he needs to consider changing the way he uses his people. The players in good form deserve to play more, especially in the context of thirst for points like now. In the match against Everton, the fact that he left Ronaldo as a substitute, Lingard did not play, made many fans very angry. Especially when these are 2 very good players in the previous matches. Before Leicester City is in a defensive crisis, MU needs to boldly use players with good ball rotation, the ability to create high mutations, and especially approach the game with an attacking style. Will Solskjaer innovate? Will MU's stars bring high performance in the national team to the club to continue winning? Or another painful time with a blue-shirt opponent? Let's wait and see. Information: MU vs Leicester. MU, Maguire, Veronier injured. Fred and Cavani are unlikely to return in time. Leicester City, Wesley Fofana, James Justin, and Wilfred Ndidi are injured. Jay Evans just recovered, not sure to play. Confrontation history in Premier League, played a total of 30 matches. MU won 19, drew 8, and lost 3 matches. Last season, the 2 teams drew 2-2 in the first leg. In the second leg, MU lost 1-2 at Old Trafford. Expected lineup of MU: 4-2-3-1 De Gea, Lindelof, Bailey, Schott, Wan-Bissaka, McTominay, Pogba, Fernandes, Lingard, Greenwood, Ronaldo. Leicester: 4-4-2 Schmeichel, Vestergaard, Soyuncu, Castaigne, Vetrand, Barnes, Tielemans, Chowdhury, Lookman, Vardy. Iheanacho predict Leicester 1-2 MU.